He was steady for him on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Bears and the Buccaneers coming up next.
Now we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here come the Bears to take over on offense behind their third-year quarterback, former Ohio State Buckeye Charles, Justin Fields.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Here we go.
A former Seminole back home in Florida. It's Dalvin Cook. And some space here. There he goes, left side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercises before this one, and they're paying off. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Here's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try to find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
Holding offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Fields now to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaquille Barrett with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd win here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So here are the Buccaneers ready to go on offense with a new man at the helm here for 2023 in his 6th season now in the NFL, Baker Mayfield.
The former #1 overall pick has had his ups and downs in recent seasons, but he finished strong last year and inherits a really good offense in Tampa that should set him up for success.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 11. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is caught by Evans. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That's good for 28 hesitation there. Not only do they throw it on their first play, Charles, they throw it into double coverage and complete it.
They might as well have gone to a podium and just announced, we're not going to be challenged or bullied in this game. We're taking a fight to you, just like they did right there on the first rep.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. The Bucs had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road, but now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Touchdown! Mike Evans, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. And they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that #1 spot.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Chicago dealt what ended up being the 32nd pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Claypool and got limited results in 7 games as he adjusted to new surroundings. One of the league's best athletes at the position. They need for it to translate more often here in 2023.
Here we go, Scott.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team can have any more confidence in handing him the football.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive.
Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Now a third-round pick a year ago. Here's Rachaad White. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. That run successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Throwing, Mayfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Intended target on that one, Russell Gage. And that'll bring up 2nd down. You look at this Bears defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Jadeveon Clowney able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. And this is going to be incomplete. A 4th down. Here's Jay Camarda on to punt for the Bucs. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And taken right on the 30. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Here's 2nd and 10. Fields going to keep it running right. Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. Powering his way forward. Chicago! Justin Fields, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself.
So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Fielded at the 43. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Fields. Quick slant, finding Claypool.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. Now it's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 19. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A shotgun snap, Fields.
Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Shaquille Barrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Fields. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Setting up the screen for Cook. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
The kick by Gold is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
At their own 10-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Airing this one out for Evans. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL, following in a
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin this 3rd quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Now Mayfield. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
Mayfield on 1st down. Incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Rashad White, 37 yards. And the Bucs have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And that makes it 14-10. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was all finished off by a touchdown catch from Rashad White.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
This taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Pass the 20 for a short gain, 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, here's the option. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mucked that down for a win in the defense.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Deidrin Senat with a sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken at around the 40. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They lost last week. Actually, not only did they lose, they were shut out, but they've got the lead here right now. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Mayfield. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Averaging 50 yards of boot so far as this one's away. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Stopped for the loss by Devin White.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Back to throw, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And the Bears' 1st down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Cook now off the read option. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
Holding offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
66 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. him.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him now?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
2nd and 10. They run with the former Panther. It's Deontay Foreman. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
That good for 19 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. Levante David in on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
And that is incomplete. Fair to say it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So the failure to convert, no doubt, really hurts. But this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help in big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a first down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they've still got an opportunity.
First down, Mayfield. He's got his man. It's Ryan. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I just love how they're going about trying to finish off this game. This is not an offense that's going to go into its shell. They're going to keep exploiting weaknesses where they see them. And that's a huge pickup there with the game in the balance.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. His throw incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Mayfield to throw.
And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
That is intercepted.
Eddie Jackson picks it.
And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. And my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I've just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I
I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Here we go, son.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Fields. That's complete. It's Cook.
Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so, but it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And the Bears first down.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Now Fields.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Back to throw. Fields.
Rolling to his left. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here we go.
They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. All eyes on Fields. He's going to get this one down to Cook.
They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play.
4th down. Fields has to have this one.
That's to his running back, complete. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Don't jump.
Here's 1st down. And one last throw here for Fields.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Partner, what a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside the red zone, but ultimately couldn't execute that final snap to find the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to walk away from this one, and you know it's going to go through their heads the entire time until they get to play again. If we could only have that final snap to do over one more time, maybe with a different play call.
So for the Buccaneers, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bears.